Hey guys, Ryan here, and we are starting a new series today where I am going to be going through and playing some ranked Pokemon TCG Live. We got TCG Live up here. My keyboard's over here for the current time being. We'll see if I end up deciding to switch up some setup stuff, but we're going to go ahead. We'll take Tails Never Fails. And yeah, today we are playing the Rocket Honchkrow deck, and we lose the coin flip to start, so our opponent will get to choose whether we go first or not. Our deck typically prefers to go first, along with a lot of other decks, so it's a little bit of an unfortunate situation, and that is a really rough starting hand here. Just moving some stuff so I have a better view of the. So our only starting Pokemon is Porygon, so we have to start it. Unfortunately, I would love to have I kind of wish we had the Team Rocket's Proton, which would allow us to grab our starting crew out of the discard or out of the deck, but the moment we only have Petrel, Giovanni, and Ariana for our three supporters, so we'll figure out what we want to do on our first turn here. We also have the Roto Stick, so we could gamble on getting it. I don't really love the idea of the Roto Stick, but we'll have to wait and see what we get here. So, we got Porygon. Alright, so our opponent is going Mega Diancie here. So, Mega Diancie, yeah, this deck is usually going to be a fairly quick setup deck, too. So, we'll have to keep it as it's going to be down to the arms race. So, essentially, it has 300 hit points because it takes 30 less from damage. And we're going to be trying to finish these hits in one shot. Alright, so we got, what is that, 6? I'm going to Petrel here. We're going to Team Rocket's Petrel. We're going to grab the Pokepad. That way we can go ahead and get Murkrow out. We'll also quickly just do a quick check. Okay, we did not prize any Honchkrow. Alright, we didn't prize any Pokemon. Okay. We don't need... so there's no reason to expect a Pokemon coming out of our prize cards there. So we'll slap the energy on there. And then we will go ahead and end turn, pass it back over to the opponent, and we'll see what they end up doing. The Rald's deck is a... Oh, come on. No, not Crushing Hammer. And he gets it. Come on, man. Alright, well, that Crushing Hammer kind of blows because we only run a certain amount of energy. And the fact that we didn't prize any Pokemon tells me we almost certainly could have prized some of our primary energies. There's our Proton that we kind of wanted on turn 1. We'll grab that. Grab 2 Murkrow, and we'll grab an Articuno just to protect the bench a little bit. Alright, we don't have any. There's a discarding a hand from ours. Our opponent gets to choose one from theirs. I'm thinking we want to save that energy card, so yep, we'll skip right past that, and yeah, we'll pass it back over to them. I'm not sure. We'll probably get. I'm thinking we'll probably end up doing 2 battles today, but we'll see what the time's looking like here. Here we go. But yeah, so again, if you guys have any decks you guys would like to see me try out, let me know, and I could definitely give them a try. But at the moment, we are just kind of waiting and seeing what this is going to turn into. So we could Team Rocket's Giovanni with the Ignition Energy to move Murkrow to the active slot, but we kind of need the Pokepad for the, oh, come on, Ariana. Yep, come on, there we go. Alright, we got the Pokepad to get our Honchkrow out. Now, we only gain... Alright, I'm going to pass here. I'm gonna wait a turn, basically just wait and see if we can get one, so we can use the Team Rocket's Giovanni to potentially gust something up, to basically force. Ooh, and there's a Mega Audino. We could maybe take that as our knockout. But yeah, so this way. So we'll go ahead and we'll Roto Stick first. Grab our supporter. Let's see what the other 3 cards were. Okay, it was 2 Honchkrow and a Transceiver. Okay. So we grabbed Rocket's Archer. We'll Team Rockets for a Proton, because we don't really need Protons at this point. Alright, so 5 times 6. Okay, I think we can get the knockout on a 300 with what we got right now, which means we can definitely get Audino. It's annoying because I think we're going to come up short on getting 240. Yeah, I think, we would come up short on the... Alright, so let's Giovanni. We will swap our Honchkrow to the active, and they will bring up their Mega Audino. We'll slap the Ignition Energy on our bird. Rocket Feathers. Unfortunately, we kind of have to discard every supporter we got to get the knockout. I kind of wish we were able to hang on to one of those Ariana. That way we could refresh our hand. But maybe from the 3 prize cards we can find an Ariana or a Archer. Nope, we got Proton and Giovanni though. But we got 3 prize cards, so now we've made progress towards getting this one set back up again. Okay, so he's gonna probably use Overflowing Wishes for each of your opponents. Yeah, so for each of your bench Pokemon, search your deck for basic energy, basic psychic energy, and attach it. So essentially, every single Pokemon of his now gets a free psychic energy attachment. I'm gonna go ahead and we throw down the Proton to thin the deck, or do we hold on? Yeah, let's throw down the Proton, trying to thin the deck down here. So we'll add those to our hand. Should increase our chances of finding something good on the downturn. Let's throw another Porygon, and we will pass the turn over as we got nothing else left to do. So again, this is going to be an interesting matchup here. So he's got he's got 2 Mega Gardevoir now, so he could continue to Overflowing Wishes, or he can just Mega Symphonia for knockout here. And the Mega Symphonia is going to be a knockout every time. Alright, I'm going to put Honchkrow to the active here. We do have 27 cards in deck, so we want to keep an eye on that. Alright, there we go. We got our energy card. That's what we needed, really. Let's throw the Night Stretcher to get our Honchkrow back so we can evolve up our Honchkrow. Let's throw Murkrow onto the bench so that we, when we go ahead and Archer here, we don't shuffle back into it. So there we go. Alright. It's not a lot. I think... Oh, wait, I forgot. Because it's weak to Psychic, because it's a Psychic and not a Fairy type, we actually hit for super effective and we can get the knockout. Let's go. Alright, we get ourselves a win. Let's go. Alright, Rocket's Honchkrow taking down. I completely forgot that thing was weak to Dark, because all of his other fairies are weak to Steel instead, so... There we go. We got ourselves a win. Let's go. GG. 660 damage, all it took to take 2 knockouts and a win. So we will come back with game number 2 here in just one moment. All right, that didn't actually take very long at all to find ourselves right back up in another matchup. We're going to go ahead and go Tails Never Fails, as we do. And let's see. Once again, another heads. As I say, anyone who knows me in real life, you guys know I don't choose. I always choose tails just for the joke of the tails never fails, even though it more often than not doesn't go my way. But that could just be my luck. So here we go. My opponent will go first. All right, let's see. We got 2 basics. Okay, we at least got our basics that we would be looking for, and we got the proton on the start to try and work with. Not to mention we can torment too. Ooh. Alright, so Murkrow's attack, Torment. Choose one of your, does 30 damage. Choose one of your opponent's active Pokemon's attacks. During your opponent's next turn, that Pokemon can't use that attack. So, yeah, in the event of, let's say, for example, this guy has a Kyogre. We could lock out him from using Riptide, although Riptide currently won't do any damage because he has no water energies in his discard pile. Let's see the Bergmite. Bergmite? The Bergmite! Oh yeah, we got the deck call here, and we have got this one on lock here. So Bergmite, so that deck is a lot of water. In fact, he's kind of lucky he didn't end up getting a. Yeah, he didn't end up getting something else here. So there we go. We'll grab Murkrow, a Articuno, and we'll grab a Porygon. And we'll throw all of them onto the bench just to get them out of our hand in case we go for an Ariana on the next turn. And, actually, you know what? Instead of Torment, because I feel like he's just going to potentially evolve into Dunsparce anyway, we're going to Deceit to grab ourselves an Ariana. Now we have an Ariana to go ahead and draw into some extra cards here. So there we go. Alright, he evolves to Avalugg. It takes 3 supporter cards to knock out an Avalugg. He's gonna Team Rocket's Patrell. Probably for, Precious Trolley, so he can get his bench set up here. I'm guessing Dunsparce, and oh no, he goes to Bergmite. I thought he was gonna go with. So he's now got a 3 Bergmite set up. I thought he was gonna go 3 Dunsparces, but here we go. He's trying to thin his deck. He's getting ready for the Avalanche attack here. Patrell. Now the question is, can he find 2? All he needs is 2 water energies. He finds 3, so gets the knockout, takes our energy off the board. That's a little annoying, but we can work with this. Promote Murkrow to the active spot. We'll grab the Honchkrow. We'll evolve the Murkrow. We'll Ariana for 4. Alright. Let's go Roto Stick. Grab those. Roto Stick for him. Hold on to the transceivers. Unfortunately, we... actually, no. Let's go ahead and grab off the transceivers some protons here. Because, 1, we don't really need the protons. And 2, it'll increase our chances at getting the energy card on the... in fact, actually, let's just double check. Realistically, we should be prize checking all the time. So we do have our Miracle Headset in there. And we have 3... So we've got 6 energy cards remaining. So we're going to grab Proton. And we're going to grab Proton. So there we go. So now that 6 of our 30 cards in our deck are energy cards. So that will hopefully allow us to try and go for some... be able to draw into some better options here. Alright, so our opponent's going for Patrell. So what is he searching for at this point? Because he's already gotten his trolley. Okay, he's going for Academy at Night. Interesting. Gonna go ahead and slap a water energy on top of the deck from his hand, I guess, to try and increase the damage of his Frost Barrier, which, again, as long as he gets 2, he'll get the knockout, I believe. No, he needs he needs 3 of them for knockout here. So Iceberg, he finds 4. So he gets the knockout. But he's going to churn through a lot of his deck trying to go through single prize Pokemon here. Alright, let's bump the stadium here. I'm going to Team Rocket's Giovanni to bring up his Kyogre. We're also going to basically just play this game hoping that we can draw into an energy card and maybe a Night Stretcher here. Didn't get it. Okay, well, at least we hopefully got the Kyogre kind of stuck in the active spot for a little bit, although if he's running Surfing Beach, probably not. So here we go, let's see. Alright, he evolves to Avalugg. Petrel. Okay, so he's gonna get to draw 2. So he should be able to find himself a water energy here. Goes for Pokepad. So he's going to thin his deck by another one. Probably going to grab a Dunsparce, I would assume. Nope, grabs an Avalugg. Okay, that's a weird decision. Does he not run? Is he just running Dunsparce without Dunsparce? Really? That would be really strange here if he's running just the Dunsparce. There's the draw 2. Now he'll attach a water energy and Riptide for knockout. He attached to his Avalugg and passed. Okay, well. We get the Team Rocket Honchkrow. Let's go ahead and actually bring up. Alright, so we'll bring up our Honchkrow. We'll bring up his Avalugg this time. Draw 2 for the energy. Come on, give us our energies. Alright, we got an Ignition energy. It'll only work for the 1 turn, but it will work at least. Alright, we need 3. We'll go 3 Proton. Alright, we don't need to discard all of them, so we will go ahead and just discard those 3, take the knockout, and take our first prize card. At least avoid losing the prize race altogether. We'll take this one. And we get Ariana. Okay, not great, but not terrible. In fact, I would love it if he would. I'd love it if he would replace our stadium with one of his own here, but so he's down to only 19 cards in hand. He is gonna run low here at some point. Okay, there's as long as 8. He's gonna get 3 Pokemon back from his discard pile. Oh, he might not have had any Dunsparces available. Hadn't actually thought about that. That he may have been running low on Dunsparces. Because I hadn't actually thought to look and see what he had been just kind of churning through with his discard pile. So yeah, he's only got his Aurorus and his and 1 Kyogre down there. So just checking that. He's got 7 energies in the discard pile. He misses the knockout. He misses the knockout on the Honchkrow, and we get ourselves the energy. There we go. Alright, we're going to go ahead and we'll Ariana for 2. Alright, we get ourselves another energy. We can Team Rocket Factory for another one. For another 2 there. Alright. Let's Night Stretcher to get one of our Murkrow back. We'll hang on to the other Night Stretcher for... Alright, we need 3 discards here to get the Avalugg. Boom. Alright, so we're right back in this fight. We're tied up on prize cards. So he had the early game, but now we got the Pokepad, we got the Night Stretcher, we've got the Rocket Energy. He's already played his A-Spec, so we don't have to worry about any unfair stampage. So there we go. He's going for a second Water Energy onto Kyogre. I agree. If I'm him, I'm trying to Riptide to get my energies back into my deck. And I say, a way to try and avoid a deck out situation. We'll go ahead and promote Murkrow here. Alright, we got 1 Honchkrow left in the deck here. We'll grab that. Attach there. Let's go Archer. Undo him. Maybe get his hand conflicted back a bit. Alright, well, Team Rocket Factory for 2. Give us 1 supporter. Okay, 2 supporters. There we go. Alright, let's Team Rocket's Transceiver. Grab ourselves any... Alright. We'll grab the Giovanni as our 3rd supporter we're going to chuck away here. And we'll Rocket Feathers for knockout. Doing 1, 120, 180, and that will be for knockout. Now, we're acknowledging that this Honchkrow will be going down, but we still have some water energies in our deck. I genuinely think this could end up becoming a deck out game here, though, because we're both churning through our discard pile now. If I can get my Porygon 2 out, along with a couple of energy cards to put on him, we could really start to affect the outcome here. Let's see. First off, let's check our discard pile before we promote here. Alright, so it's 3-3. So all of our Honchkrow are in our discard pile. We currently have a lot of supporters in the discard pile, and we've got 3 of our 4 Rocket Energy are in the discard pile. So we won't be able to use the Porygon's attack except for Ignition Energy. And there's the Ignition Energy. Let's go ahead and grab back our Honchkrow here. Throw that. Slap an Ignition Energy on there. We don't have enough supporters in hand right now, so we're going to have to reshuffle this one away and hope we can get... Alright, we didn't get it, but we can evolve this guy. We can Roto Stick. No supporters, so we whiff that Roto Stick. Go for another Roto Stick. We grab our Archer back. Now we'll draw 2. Give us some supporters. Or an Ignition Energy. Okay, Ignition Energy works. Might as well do 60. It doesn't... actually... Let's use Rocket Feathers for 0. I want to hold on to the Archer so that if we go... When Honchkrow gets knocked out here, we can go ahead and knock it out. Okay, using Milana's aid to grab some more cards back from the discard pile. Getting the Kyogre. Important. As he's playing this one very well, and we very well could end up losing this one, but we'll have to wait and see here on this one. All in all, though, this game, I think, looks like we should be getting this. As we should have a good shot at the win, at least. Iceberg Breaker, as gets the knockout. So now, if he can find a knockout onto our Porygon, which will take 2, not 3, he can get it, but... Alright, we're going to R command here. We're going to play Rocket's Archer. Trying to get his hand full of supporter cards here. Alright, we got more than enough damage in the hand. I don't want to put Porygon down because if he has a boss and then he only needs 1 energy. Let's Pokepad, just see what else is left in the deck. Okay, so we've only got... Oh, this is our last Ignition Energy, so we're going to lose this one regardless because we burned through a little too many resources too quickly here. So, ultimately, we're going to lose this second game. We can't win them all, but hey, we played a very good game here. Maybe we find an Ignition Energy here? Oh, we find an Ignition Energy. Let's go. All right, we have a shot. As I don't think we have a shot because I think Kyogre just Riptides us for knockout here, but... Because, yeah, he's got 10 energies in discard pile. He's going to do 200 damage there. So, it's over. He's going to go ahead and Riptide us for knockout here in a moment. Yep, here it goes. Riptide for 200. We'll take the loss. And yeah, again, as I said, you can't win them all, but hey, we had 2 pretty fun games. I feel like we got to show off a lot of what this deck can do. And yeah, again, just the thing to remember is not to burn our deck quite so aggressively. In that situation, especially against another single prize deck. Yeah, I haven't played this deck a whole lot recently. We'll probably play it more as we're gonna start playing some more of these here on the channel. But hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you guys did enjoy these types of videos, feel free to leave a like, subscribe if you guys are new, so you guys don't miss any future videos or live streams. I'm gonna try and get keep these videos coming. I'm gonna try and get at least one done a week for you guys. So hopefully you guys enjoy it, and I will see you guys next video, live stream, whatever you guys had to do with the rest of your night. Have a great night, everybody, and goodbye.